Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Divinity walkthrough. The last video there we... what did I do? I attacked a rat and then had to kill the dog, which I felt bad about, so I reloaded my game. So what I'm going to do is actually try to find one that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and then we'll take care of that.
I'm drenched.
Okay. Alright, this guy is a good vendor, I guess I'd say. That wand is actually not so bad. It's missing the crit on it, so that's why I don't know, I'm not that wild about it, but it does have +3 perception, which I guess does contribute a little bit to your crit rate, but I like the base, you know, because you can get to like 10-11% crit on just the base. So that's tough to pass up, but it's hard to find those, especially in a Tenebrium type wand.
I never did much care for the term myself. I'm more of a caretaker, you see. The world's a wild place, unpredictable at best. But here, upon these gallows, there's peace, calm. I keep the order, and my little ones stay in line. Condemned in this life, perhaps, but when they come to rest in my nooses, their sins are washed away. These aren't thieves and murderers and traitors, you see. After I've laid them to rest here, they're pure as angels. My little angels. Most of them, yes, but that's far from my own order of business. Our great Queen Grachilda is no stranger at getting her claws bloody, and she'll not hesitate to pluck out a pair of eyes what looked at her sideways. I handle all the dreaming dears when she's done with them all the same. Whether they're my little ones or hers makes no difference. I'm happy to bring them here to rest among me and mine. It'd be an honour. Where ought we to start? Pauline came first, the little rogue. A human he was, and Grachilda ordered him hanged while Yar was out on the hunt. He was the first I got to tuck in myself since coming to this town. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. The fussy little dear didn't want to go to sleep. No, kicked and screamed he did. But he started to calm down a bit after I strung him up, as I knew he would. And soon he was fast asleep. Oh, my little Tierlo. He was a sweet one right from the start. A thief, I think he was in his last life. But he accepted what was to come easy as pie. The guards handed him to me, limp as a doll and shivering with fright. I strung him up nice and slow, so as not to worry the poor dear. Gunnar, you mean? He was one of Grachilda's. After some impertinent question or other, I believe it was. Impertinent questions. A plague among we orcs they are, ending more death than horn rot these days. Well, Grachilda dispatched him, but it was I who collected the great heavy deer and strung him up here. Grachilda said he'd be a warning to the others, but I think he's a great addition to the family, to boot. He does look a lovely sort of pale green colour, don't he? Like a dusty ancient jade. Beautiful.
To send Grachilda over.
Beautiful, ain't they?
Greatest threat to the Immaculates would be one of their own.
Beautiful, ain't they? Still and pale.
You there, tell me, how's your vision? Any ailments in the liver or spleen? Lost ones are everywhere these days, after all. I'm a servant to the goddess, of course. One of the first among her enlightened in Revellon, and certainly the most devoted. I've scoured the region for unworthy souls, and am quite efficiently cleansing the land of lost ones great and small. How much better the lost serve her as bone automatons. My expertise as a necromancer is unmatched, you know. I've a success rate is nearing 99%. They end up with their brains a bit, well, Scrambled. You can find such a fellow opining over skulls somewhere around here. One of my more harmless false steps, I think.
Okay, so Ogmer there isn't all that interesting. He's, I mean, kind of interesting character-wise, but plot-wise, not much. And then Cordelia, I bought the bone totem off of her.
What do we have here? Human reinforcements. No need for a supple young kitten like yourself here. My rats will find the villagers in no time at all. Do you pretend not to know me, child? Surely you stare into my left eye each time you admire the full moon. But play coy if you will. The All-Mother called me here to find a certain tiny herd of sheep missing from her flock. Ah, the wolfish shepherd woman, she. I am world-renowned for my ability to search and to find. Well, you might ask, feigning ignorance so that you might hear more of my lilting voice. Rats, kitten, rats are always the answer. There's no hole they won't find, no stench that can deter them. No, there is no hiding from a rat, and so there is no hiding from me. I raise them, train them, lead them. I am their king, and my subjects will find those hidden villages in no time at all. Lost lands, yes, flee the slaughter. Naughty, naughty. I'll give them quite the spanking when my rats whisper to me where to find them. Yes, perhaps I'll get my fill of my own private punishments first and foremost. The All-Mother believes those villagers, being the one-time servants of the wizard, will know how to find him. Or at least how to break the enchantments shielding his house. Wicked enchantments, are they? Our mother, yes. And we do suckle from the teat of her goodwill. No wonder so many of us starve. An iron fist in an iron glove is our Clotilda. She doesn't tolerate failure any more than I tolerate a spring nymph stealing glimpses of me during bath time. No, Shira, I say. You get your fill at the God's Day Festival. What? Do I look like his secretary? And even if I were, with my hair in a tight little bun and my quill at the ready, the All-Mother doesn't share her every concern with me, you know. No. Those she whispers to her pillow at eventide, when only the feathers can hear her. Perfectly disciplined, aren't they? They'd obey my every command, and when I die, they'll all leap into my grave so that they needn't be without me. Don't try to stop them, no. They won't have it any other way. What do you think you're doing?
Okay, so the rat catcher here is part of a kind of a side plot or a little bit of a side quest here in town. I guess actually as well as kind of being in relationship to the main plot as well. But there's a couple of different things that you can actually do with him. I'm just going to flat out kill him. It's the easiest. And, I mean, to be honest, there's no, at least as far as I could tell, there's no real detriment to killing him right out. So, again, I don't know, that's the way I'm going to handle it. Otherwise, so there's a couple other things that you can do. One of them is to make yourself some poison cheese, and you can bring it to a certain area, I think it is. And then, the rats will, I don't know, like get poisoned or something like that, and that's one of the ways that you can solve the that. I think that's the. I want to say that that's a quest from Jinxica, the cat. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to kill him flat out. There's again, I didn't really see any. So maybe there's better ways of like getting more experience, but I don't know. I just again because I've farmed Meridino's lab so much, I just didn't really care about the experience. So. All right. So anyway, Geisen here is a pretty good vendor as well. Here and there he'll have some gold items. It's usually not that great. It'll only be like belts or bracers. Same with Stabig here. I think he's kind of around the same. He usually, if he's gonna have any divine items on him, it'll be like, you know, a belt. So not that great.
Suppose they'd clean it if only they knew.
All right, so the rat there has a little bit of a hint as to some bloodstains throughout town, and if your perception's high enough, you'll see them.
I suggest you examine your own.
Well, by the boot soles of Burl Boonhammer, what have we here?
Another human in Hunter's Edge. State your business, whelp.
Hail, Immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gutgouger, I'm glad to see another human face here in Hunter's Edge. Not yet another misshapen orcish snout.
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours, I wouldn't take my cues from the chief of the mountain apes. I may have sworn to refrain from carving my name across his back, but yours, I do believe, is free for the taking.
Regular ray of sunshine, isn't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Bright and devious. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood if she wasn't leashed by the orders of the conduit herself. But by the shield of the Stormbringer, she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe, I take it. Thought you were all holed up in Highbehind, but it pleases me to see some of your number have come to Hunter's Edge. Yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the orcs is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder, for by the beard of the Bear Slayer there are too many green ears around here.
All right, so that is Grutilda and is it Jarl or is it Jarl? It might be Jarl. I forget how exactly his name is pronounced. But so one of the games that I played, I had a little chat with one of these orcs around town, and he actually had the fiery heart on him. So I would say it's, you know, as usual, it's always a good idea to check all the different NPCs in town and just see what they've got on them. But anyway, all right. So as far as main plotline stuff, I mean, I kind of already went over it in one of the other videos there. But you just generally have to know that there's kind of an uneasy truce right now between the humans and orcs because they're all, I guess, kind of immaculates. I'd say the orcs not as much. It seems to me that the orcs, and specifically Grutilda, understands that working with Leandra is or can be somewhat beneficial, but it does sound like she's kind of using the Immaculates for, I don't know, some gain, which I don't remember really what that was, because I don't know if, I mean, it's not, nothing ends up coming to fruition, I suppose, but as far as her motivations for working with Leandra, again, I think they're explained better somewhere, but I don't remember what they were. So maybe we'll come across that, or I already have and just wasn't paying attention. So, anyways, all right. So this is Herschel's chest. There's more than one way to get the key for this, but I'm just gonna crack it open. And then there's the armory key. So if you go through like the dialogue with Herschel, which at some point I do, he does explain that, or there's a hint somewhere that he's got the armory key, and then you'll have to do something for him in order to get that. Or I think possibly maybe you can just pick it or pickpocket him for it. I don't know. I didn't obviously go that route. I just broke open his chest because why not? The rats, or that's the rat palace. And again, if you decide to go about the whole taking care of like the rat catcher in a different way, that'll be useful. But I think what you end up doing is like killing one of the rats, and then they'll, the guys in town or the orcs in town will be unhappy with you, and so at that point, that's one of the quest updates. And then I forget all the different things that you can do, but at some point you can, like I said earlier, make some poison cheese, and I think you set it out in front of the palace there, the rat palace, and then that poisons the rats and takes care of that little issue. But again, I went about this completely differently. Probably, I don't know if I'd say it's the easiest way, but possibly. But all right, so here you can see into the next room, and you can just teleport your character across. There's more than one way to actually get to this area, if I remember correctly. Maybe not though. Maybe this is a one-way deal where you have to, teleport someone across here. What was that? All right, we got all kinds of fun stuff in this chest. Okay. A couple of tenebrium weapons there. Some more on the racks here. Be careful if you do decide to sell those to somebody. You'll end up giving, or certain vendors don't have protection from rot. So again, you'll have to be careful with that. If you accidentally sell it to someone that is not immune to rot, obviously they will get rot. And I don't know. I've read a couple of times, because I don't know that I've actually ever done it, but I've read that it's supposed to only take them down to 1 HP, but sometimes I think it, for whatever reason, they'll die. So again, I don't know why that is, but I would just say again, with any of the tenebrium weapons, just be really careful who you're selling them to. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. I must have just taken a little break. Huh, yeah, okay. Anyways, I just chopped out some footage there where I was just standing around. No sense in leaving that in there. But yeah, alright, so that looks like that's about it. A decent amount of cash in here, a couple of different paintings, so if you need the cash, it's a decent spot to do it. And then this is the room that Grutilda's in, and I don't know that I spotted that hatch there before. And maybe you can't, like I said earlier, maybe that's a one-way, or maybe I just didn't walk my character up close enough to it with my, perception character.
Oh, Mother won't tolerate your distracting her right hand. She is the sun and the moon, the mother of all and the sister of none. We live in her shadow and at her feet. We live only to serve her.
Perhaps you haven't heard, whelp. Every time a foot soldier disturbs me, I take his head to compensate for my time. Leader, a word that hardly suffices. I lead them as far as the head leads the body. They serve me and live in service to me. I am their all-mother, the beginning and end of their very lives. I am loved by them. I am craved by them. I choose from among them he who pleases me, and I destroy the rest. The orcs of this tribe are executors of my will, no more. Naturally, there are few finer pleasures than standing before the fruits of one's labor. A stack of gold, and goods to one side, and sopping sinews and bone to the other. Ah, divine. I've developed a particular affinity for tenebrium of late. The sheen of it rather pleases the eye. My boys know not to keep a shard of the stuff from me. Consider this your warning too. Miserable, you say? I quite like it. Save the altogether hideous pink apes infesting the place. But exterminating them was a rather titillating diversion, I must admit. The townsfolk here were no different from those in the north. The larger ones beg me to spare the smaller ones. The smaller ones bleat like lambs for the larger ones. Yet they each squeal just the same when you split their piggy skin from nose to navel. Yes, I dare say the wizard won't be so pleased with himself for evading us when he returns. His servants' entrails will be wreathed among his grapevines, and the rest of the villagers are already hacking away in the tenebrium mines. Undead drones bent in service to the conduit. Our conduit didn't describe every detail of her plan to her mold-eyed pets in the mines. Well, no matter. It hardly concerns you, unless you can break the enchantments protecting his house. But that's a matter of magic, not the erotic virtues of your mother's rot-rancid corpse. I doubt anyone from Silverglen will be of use. So it seems, but even the cleverest magician cannot conceal his tricks forever. The wizard may have fled, but he left a passel of servants behind. Servants I very much doubt will be immune to the charms of my screws and cleavers. But how very obvious! Who better than a cow to bring a frightened calf back into the herd? Surely you and that bootlicker's sensibility of yours ought to have an insight or two into where a servant might seek sanctuary. Our rat catcher, regrettably, seems to be in need of some direction in the matter. You have it in your very possession, you say. Prove it. I find it rather unlikely that Lieutenant Gurul could have let it out of his sight. But I'll humor you, for now.
We should keep it for ourselves. True enough.
I've never been one for wild rides, whelp. If you dare waste my time once more, I'll soothe my nerves by extracting yours. Have had the pleasure of making his acquaintance. Careful. He was only just released from the hangman's cells. What was the case? Ah, yes. I believe he ordered his rats to chew out the tongues of every last infant within a Western Orcish tribe. An answer to some insult or other from the tribe's all-mother. Or so I heard. He's dangerous, yes, and quite mad. But I'd trust him with my own neck. There's not an orc in Riverland that would dream of crossing Grutilda, no matter how mad.
Okay, so there's a couple of different things that you can do when you talk to Grutilda. You can kind of rat out the human and the orc that have fallen in love. You can talk a bit about the rat catcher. I don't know if you can tell her that you killed him or not. I vaguely remember being able to do that. Resk is completely annoying and seems to be pointless, but... Oh, and then I tried to pickpocket from Grutilda, but I didn't have enough pickpocketing skill. And then unfortunately you can't trade with her, so I don't know what she's got on her. But yeah, so I don't... Ooh, what's that? Oh, no, that's nothing. Okay. Yeah, but anyways, I thought that Grutilda had more, like, options and stuff, but that doesn't seem to be the case. There's nothing... There didn't seem to be anything really impressive about her dialogue options. She does talk about the... Is it the Mangler or something like that? I think, anyway. And that's somebody that we'll meet here. It looks like it won't be until the next video, I'm guessing. But he is upstairs, and it's pretty important, I would say, to bring Medora with when you deal with him. And then, I don't know, there's all kinds of muddy orc tracks cruising around here. I don't know that that's all that useful, or if it was supposed to be a clue. I'm not really sure, but I suspect Herschel here is just annoyed by it.
Oh, a new immaculate face in town. What a pleasure to serve you. I've a deal running now. Double the whiskey for any and all who refrain from beating me from the neck up and the crotch down. Oh, I'm nobody at all. Just the old tavern keeper in this here village. Things have been busy since the orcs came, but I've never been one to complain too much. Well, especially with with my wife and kids gone. I prefer to keep my eye on the prize. Oh, whiskey, of course. No excruciatingly terrible memory a nice glass of the good stuff can't wash away. Oh, swell, guys. Swollen as swell can be. I haven't a complaint in the world. Not in the wide world. Keep me busy, they do. Day and night. Night and day and night again. Oh, you might imagine me a wee bit utterly exhausted, but I wouldn't have it any other way. After all, the soul-crushing night terrors can't find you if you never sleep. That's my motto. Well, the scenery's certainly changed in recent weeks, I'll tell you that much. Used to be a quiet sort of place. Family folks, you know. Never had much trouble, and all the less because our little town played host to a source hunter and a powerful wizard both. Can't say why we were overcome so quickly. Can't say why so many of us were cut down over those shiny stones. An immaculate like you know better than me, I suppose. Yes, I suppose an immaculate just like you might have been the one who held my son's head back while Gratilda sliced his throat open, eh? Oh, but who's got time to think on the past? That way lies danger, I say. I only know that these orcs are a thirsty lot. It's my job to keep my head down and the whiskey flowing. What about it? I can't say I know a thing about the armory, but save bringing the occasional flagon to the guards there. But I've delivered a drink from barracks to bridge in the course of my work.
All right, so we're going to start a rock, paper, scissors game with Herschel here, but I won't resolve it, I guess, until the next video. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos.
What can
Thanks
I do
for
you
watching.
for? What about it? I can't say I know a thing about the armory, but save bringing the occasional flagon to the guards there. But I've delivered a drink from barracks to bridge in the course of my work.